yourself for a shock. I'm the Rocketeer.
The Rock of who?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Will's Toy Room. Now today we got something pretty darn exciting coming up. Today we're going to be taking a look from the good folks at Freshmonkeyfiction. From their Longbox Heroes line, we have the Rocketeer figures. Let's take a look. And here we are, taking a closer look at the packaging for the new Rocketeer figure. And if you can see yourself in the plastic, well, hey, shout out to you. But yeah, now we got some good renderings on the back of other figures within the Longbox Heroes lineup of various people. Like, you can see the Tick right there. You can see, okay, another Tick. Okay, I'm not terribly familiar with a lot of these other characters, but they do look cool nonetheless. But of course, the one I'm most interested in is, of course, these two. And all these down here, which is, of course, the Rocketeer figures. And I just love the Rocketeer. I've been a super fan of the Rocketeer for years. And when these figures first came out, I was super bummed when they sold out pretty quickly and I wasn't able to get them. And then they became super expensive for those who were willing to sell theirs. But Big Bad Toy Store saw fit to release them again, and I ordered them so fast, like you wouldn't even believe. So I got Rocketeer, Black Phantom, and two of the what are these? The Oblivion Troopers. That's right. So just a look at the packaging. We got some nice card art here, and actually some shadowing going on right there of the Rocketeer's Mauser. Contrast to the Longbox Heroes logo. This honestly looks like a really solid figure, and a little blurb about the figure up here if you want to take a look at that. But man, I am super excited, so you know what? Let's just crack into it right now. Oh, here it goes. We're doing it. Oh man. Mint on card. No longer. Oop. Cliff Secord is now free. Put two pegs in the back. Fits right and snugly in. And with these joints nice and loose. Oh man. Give him his trademark Mauser, which I think is awesome because it comes in a delightful sort of Kenner blue, and of course this really awesome figure stand, not a JoJo reference. And here he is out of the package, and with all these figures, it looks like it's all going to be same articulation right across the board. We got head rotates, no pivot, well, sort of a little bit of a pivot, but not really. Arms rotate, no hip rotation. But we got a bend at the knee, bend at the hip, nice forward kick. So you can kind of get him into some cool dynamic poses for whatever sort of limited articulation he has. But just having him here is it's incredible. Honestly and truly incredible. If you're a fan of the Rocketeer, I highly recommend this. This is a very quality figure. Let's do a little bit of comparing. Let's take a look. Comparing the Freshmonkeyfiction Rocketeer to the Reaction Rocketeer. Obviously a little bit taller, but roughly the same sort of articulation all across the board. And no, the original Reaction figure Rocketeer did not come with a Mauser. I actually borrowed this one off of one of my Kenner Indiana Jones figures because, well, you just gotta give the Rocketeer a Mauser. And of course, the Reaction one has a removable helmet, and the Freshmonkeyfiction Longbox Heroes one does not. And I think another drawback, I guess really only one major drawback, would be that the left hand is in this permanent closed position, so it really only gives you his right hand to work with. But other than that, you know, honestly, it's just a fantastic figure. My apologies, my phone decided to die, so I'm not sure where I left off, but I do know that right about this time, since I took out Cliff and have him freed from his packaging, instead of my usual commentary while opening up the rest of these three figures, I am now going to, well, as I still open the figures, but I will now turn it over to Galvitrast.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie that I had no expectations whatsoever for. All I knew was that he was a guy with a rocket and had a really cool helmet. That's literally all I knew. So, going into the movie, it was an interesting start. I did like how he was a pilot and how he immediately crashes the plane. And then just the gunfight that goes on. I was not expecting that. It was pretty cool. And then how they initially find the rocket and don't know what to do with it, and then try to tinker with it, and then it starts going off and everything starts going crazy. That was pretty cool. So I really like the main character, and I like how he kind of reminds me of Captain America sometimes. He's pretty noble, good intentions. So I like characters like that. Never gets old. And I love the slow build up to actually figuring out the rocket and just getting involved with the government conspiracy. And I didn't even know that Nazis were going to be involved until like halfway through the movie, which was pretty cool. Well, Nazis aren't cool, but it's cool that they're fighting them in the movie. So first of all, I don't remember him having a gun, like, ever. Unless he did at, like, one part for, like, 1 second. I think he gets it knocked off the blimp, right? Yeah. Anyways. But the fight scenes were pretty cool for when the movie came out. It's not that old, but it definitely exceeded my expectations because I had none initially. And when he gets the helmet, that was absolutely sick. Like, just even playing with these figures right now, looking at it, like, dope. And I like just, it was a very, not a crazy amount of action, but when the action sequences did come on, it definitely kept me engaged and just made me always on the edge of my seat, just not knowing what's gonna happen. And the characters were pretty interesting. I love Cliff, as I said earlier, is a very noble guy that always wants to do what's right. And his girlfriend didn't have a lot of dialogue, but she was definitely there and kind of helped the story move along. And I really like I don't remember his name, but the huge, creepy looking dude with the hat, with the smile. I don't like thinking about him, alright? He keeps me up at night. but he was a good villain, and I liked the fight scenes with him. He was pretty hard to take down. And I just like, what was the villain called?
Neville Sinclair.
Oh yeah, Neville Sinclair. He was pretty cool. I did not know he was a Nazi for a long time. Like, he seemed just like he seemed suspicious. Oh, I killed him. But he eventually made me angry that he was a Nazi. So one thing that was interesting was the movie initially was not a very big success, and I had seen images of his helmet, but I had never heard even the title of the movie before Will showed me. And so that was it really was a good movie for not being a success. Like, I think it definitely got some more love once it came out on like VHS and stuff, and when people could start renting it and watching it from home. That's when the movie became more popular. People started getting into it, and also the director was the same guy who directed Captain America: The First Avenger. So that's why there's these parallels between Cliff and Steve Rogers, and they both are kind of trying to be the same type of hero that always wants to do what's right and does not. It stands up in the face of evil bravely. It's pretty cool. And there's all these parallels with like the Nazis and stuff, and just the World War II timeline. I love that timeline. I love that era and setting that these movies take place in. I think it's cool because it's actually, like, they were real, right? World War II was a real event that happened in our world, and so it kind of brings the fiction in with the non-fiction, you know, kind of mixes them, and I think that makes for a really great story, and it just feels like this could actually happen. And I think it was really cool to include the mobsters in that movie, as they helped the Allied forces against Germany. I liked how when they were set up by Neville Sinclair, the police force and the mobsters realized that, and so they ended up having to work together against a common enemy. And I think that was a really cool theme. I love those real world parallels and just bringing them together to make a really cool fiction and non-fiction story. Anyways, and yeah, the ending fight scene was really great. I just love the blimp, and I love how they got on top of it and really utilized that rocket, and it was pretty intense, and just all the fire that was going on, so that was pretty cool. Alright, with all that said, I'd say the movie kept me entertained the whole time. It kept me thinking. I had no idea what was going to happen next. I really liked most of the characters, and I liked the setting. I think the movie was very well directed, and there was good acting in it, so I'd say I'd give the movie a solid 8.5 out of 10, and it was a really great movie, and I think I would definitely recommend it if you have not seen The Rocketeer.
Well, thank you, Gavin, for that wonderful review and insight into the movie The Rocketeer. And what else is there to say about it? I think very underappreciated movie myself, and I think these toys are fantastic, and any fan of The Rocketeer will appreciate every little thing about them. They have their minor things, like one hand being closed, the other hand being open, but as you saw, the interchangeable jetpacks, removable flames, swappable accessories, I mean, that's a given. But overall, highly recommend picking them up while supplies last. Hopefully this video goes up and they're still in stock. And I hope you're lucky enough, if you search out a couple Rocketeer figures, that you're able to buy some. And with all that being said, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber. And have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.